Random thoughts. Now, in this video, I'm going to react to a comment that someone left me in the video I did about the faces of the issue about Somalia and Somaliland. I did make some arguments in that video about Somalia and also Somaliland, either through Somalia or Somaliland independently, and Somalia, the rest of Somalia independently, becoming members of the East Africa community. And somebody left me a comment telling me they actually don't see the potential, the possibility of Somalia becoming a member of the East Africa community. I don't know. And thinking about it, I think we can't be so sure, but my understanding is that there is an application that is already been made by the government of Somalia to join the East Africa community. Now, of course, there are issues. I think he was speaking from his view that Somalia has a very different culture, maybe, or way of life, and that might make it very difficult for it to fit in the East Africa community. But if that is the point, I don't think that can be an issue really, because the political union that can come after is going to be a political union based on most likely devolution. I don't see it um, actually uh, being a union that will eventually become like, oh, it's a full-blown democracy, such that, oh, we are electing a president and the representative houses, and we just forget about our old borders. I don't see that. That will never happen, actually. I don't think it's likely to happen. There's so much opposition to that, and people will not accept it. And in fact, it's not a good thing for the citizens that we break down the borders and just form this full-blown democracy. I think what's likely to happen is a political union that uh, keeps some regions, or the current countries are likely to maintain some autonomy, some internal affairs, maybe modeled along the lines of what the United States has, where each state has their own constitution, their own legal system, their own budget and things like that. But then they then have this overall federal government, and maybe that's what we're likely to have. Of course, how much power the federal government is going to have, that is something that can be discussed then. So I think while in some people might feel like Somalia might not think it's all right for them to join the East African community, they will be pushed to by circumstances. They will be pushed to by circumstances, especially economic circumstances, where they will find that most likely they are better off within a union than being by themselves. Or if they don't join the East Africa community, then they might join another bloc. I don't know. I don't see them joining a bloc with, say, Ethiopia. Maybe they can join a bloc where Ethiopia is, likely the East Africa community. My understanding is that Ethiopia has not applied to be a member of the East Africa community, but Somalia has. So, an example of a union that could happen, or a format, is what that exists between Tanganyika, what used to be known as Tanganyika, and Zanzibar. Zanzibar still retains autonomy to some extent and runs its own affairs, but is part of the larger Tanzania Union. Something similar could happen where Somalia, Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, DR Congo, even South Sudan, I think has made an application. I think it's almost fully a member. I think they can still run their own affairs, but then we'll have this national government, or top of a government that can run some things or can take care of some things. And Somalia might find itself having to join that union, not because of cultural issues. It could still exist as an independent, semi-autonomous or autonomous region, of bed or state, an autonomous or semi-autonomous state for some functions, and that's what will happen to each of the others. Anyways, this is speculation. Um, we don't know what will happen, but my understanding is that Somalia already made an application to join the East Africa community. Now, my question is, what do you think? Is Somalia in the end going to still push on with that application and become a member and be comfortable in that union, or things are likely to change and they'll not be interested to be in that union? Those are my random thoughts.